chop off my head every dang time. What are your favorite types of videos that I do? If I go onto my channel and I look at the ones that get the most likes, the most comments, the most views, they are saving money on food and freezer meals. And I haven't done freezer meals in a couple of weeks. All of my freezer meals are about gone. And so, ta-da! We are doing freezer meals today. And I don't have a lot of time. I wanna see how quickly I can put together these 10 freezer meals. This is gonna be like the easiest thing I ever do. And if you do it, it's gonna be the easiest thing you ever do. Let me show you what I got going on and what I'm putting together, and fingers crossed we can put together the 10 freezer meals in like 30 minutes, and that is it. I don't even have to pre-cook any of this stuff over here. So if you're busy and you need to feed a big family, maybe you're doing homeschooling, maybe you need to take a meal to someone in your neighborhood who has had a baby or who is sick, I've got some great recipes for you, and huge thanks to Eating Together for buddying up with me on today's video. I have worked with them in the past, and I've actually been getting their meal plan every single month for the last 7 or 8 months. And they were awesome enough to give you guys an amazing deal for their website right now. Eating Together is a company that makes meal planning easy for you. So every month on the 25th, they release a new meal plan for the following month, which gives you 30 dinners, 20 freshly made dinners with the recipes, the shopping lists, and then 5 freezer meals, which you can double. So it totals 30 meals. Now, I will be making the 5 freezer meals doubled today for the 10 freezer meals. They have step-by-step assembly instructions, so it takes as little time as possible. All of the shopping lists, what I did is I took the shopping list and I went onto Walmart grocery pickup, entered everything in, went and picked it up, drove back home, and boom, done. So you don't spend a ton of time shopping in the store, you don't spend a ton of time researching recipes, new things to try that could be a fail, and there are really easy modifications if you need to be low carb or dairy free or gluten free. So easy substitutions listed right on the recipes for you. If you guys want to try out Eating Together, I have a link down below, gives you your first 14 days for free. So you can just try it out, and then after that, it's only $5 a month. And they have a new plan right now that is 30 freezer meals that you can make in 3 to 4 hours for the entire month. Shopping list, cooking cards, recipes, everything you need. The 30 freezer meal pack is $25, but they're gonna give you $5 off of that, so only 20 bucks. So like I said, link down below. That's enough talking, let's get to cooking. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is clear a spot to work. I like laid all of this out to show you, and now I didn't leave myself any room. Okay, there we go. I have a little bit of a spot right here. Really the only prep work I need to do for all 5 of these recipes that I'll be doubling is to chop a couple of veggies. So I have some green bell peppers, I have a couple of onions, some celery, and jalapeno right there. And that is it. Let me get out my cutting board and my knife. We're gonna chop all these up and then we'll start building. I find chopping veggies extremely therapeutic, so just set up your phone and watch something on your phone that you like, or some music, a podcast, all of that. It makes the time go by so quickly. And if you set out bowls and just put like your chopped onions, your chopped celery, bell peppers, whatever, in the bowls, you are ready to do massive batch cooking or meal prep or whatever you want to call it really, really quickly. I didn't show this step, but don't forget to wash your veggies. They're really, really dirty. The celery especially, there's just like visible dirt and grime all over it. So just take a few minutes, rinse all your veggies in the sink with some water. You can even get the salad spinner is what I use to rinse and clean most of my veggies. I will have a link down below for that, and also this knife that I'm using. It's my Misa knife, it's one of my favorites. Now let's talk jalapenos, please. Jalapenos, jalapenos, however you want to say it. Now listen, these are spicy and they have chemicals that can get onto your fingers and then burn your fingers, and then you're going to wipe your eye and then your eye is going to burn. Please do not try and be a hero and wear gloves when you deal with jalapenos, trust me.
Start by accidentally rubbing your eyes. Then rub your husband's eyes.
Be safe, wear some protection, my friends. Now that all my veggies are cut up, I'm going to put together the sauce for, wait, where'd it go? There it is. For the honey garlic chicken thighs and rice. What you can do is you can pre-cook your rice and then put it in quart-sized bags and freeze it if you just want a lickety-split dinner. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave the rice out so on the day of, I can throw it in my Instant Pot and cook it that way. If you wanna go low carb, you can do cauliflower rice, but we're just gonna mix up the sauce and dump the sauce and the chicken thighs in some Ziploc bags, and it is that easy. For our sauce, I have 2/3 cup of soy sauce. You can use a gluten-free if you need to. I have 2/3 cup of honey. Oh, that is sticky. A whole bunch of garlic, but I'm gonna use garlic powder because it's easy. Gonna do a nice healthy sprinkle. A 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. A 1/4 cup of this. I feel like we should talk about this. In my last video when I talked about not knowing how to say this and everyone's telling me different ways, I had 2 people who live in England voice message me on Instagram and they pronounced it multiple times. I'm gonna try. This is what they said. From England, Worcestershire. That's what they said, Worcestershire. That is how it's pronounced. And for the 2 that messaged me, tell me I'm doing it right. I swear I listened to those messages probably 5 to 10 times. Like saying it in my head, Worcestershire. Although they had a really nice accent and I don't. Worcestershire, that's how you say it. Okay, 1/4 cup of this. Oh my gosh, why? I can't get, I've been trying to get this off for like several minutes now. It just keeps ripping. Fail on the freezer meals. Okay, this is gonna take, oh no, it's going pretty quick. 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. A couple teaspoons of olive oil, maybe like 4. I'm just gonna eyeball that. That looks close-ish. And 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, which is also a 1/4 cup.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, some whiskey business. Basically just wanna stir the cornstarch all the way in, and let's get our chicken in those bags. Okay, I have my gallon Ziploc bags in a pitcher, if you don't have one of those fancy schmancy guys, and my chicken here. And we're just gonna put half in one and half in another. You can do a chicken breast if you like, but I feel like chicken thighs is where it's at. I'm a huge fan of dark meat. It's so flavorful. It does have a higher fat content, which is why it tastes better, and it's way harder to dry it out. So I just put the rest of these, bloop. There's all the chicken. Now I'm gonna pour my sauce equally into each bag. That looks like about half, and that looks like about half. And you wanna get as much air out as possible before you freeze it. So you could try and freeze it flat like this, and then once it's frozen, pop it up. Or what I like to do is I like to kind of roll it like that into a little ball personally. So that's how I like to do it. But you do whatever you want. So here you go, you have some seasoned chicken, and when it comes time to cook, all you do is dump this in your crock pot, let it go for 6 to 8 hours, and serve it with some rice. And what you can do is purchase like frozen veggies like this, and throw it in your air fryer, steam it on your stove, and dinner comes together in no time at all. This next one is pizza meatloaf, which, why have I never made pizza meatloaf for my kids? Couldn't tell you. But basically all you do is throw everything in a bowl, mix it together, and divide it into 2 meatloaves, and then you're done. Maybe. So let's get mixing. 2 pounds of hot Italian sausage. 2 pounds of ground beef. All right, I got raw meat on my hands. I gotta wash my hands. 2 cups of breadcrumbs, and this is what I had in my pantry, so this is what I'm using. So I have not very much of this left over, like that, and some panko breadcrumbs I had from a meal box kit I never used. So we'll cut the lid off of that, and we'll use this right now. There we go. 4 eggs. Okay, can you guys do this? Hold up. Okay, both hands. Oh, look at that. You wanna say it one more time? Oh, 2-handed. Look at those skills. 2 cups of a pizza sauce or a pasta sauce. I just had this in my pantry, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this.
1, 2.
And then some mozzarella cheese. And I have this left over from something, I don't know what it's from. So that's gonna go in. And this mozzarella cheese that's frozen, you get a little bit of that in there. I think it's 3 cups total of the cheese. Ah! That's probably good. Mix this up into 2 meatloaf looking loafy thingies. When it's time to put it all together, I have my Ziploc bags, my instructions right here. I'm going to put in my pizza meatloaf. I'm hoping to turn it sideways, kind of ish. Okay, and I have a half a cup of the rest of the sauce is gonna go in there. I wanna tuck it in that corner. And a half a cup of mozzarella cheese. So when it's time to actually bake it, put this on a baking sheet, cook it for 30 minutes, top it with the sauce, go another 30 minutes, top it with the cheese, melt the cheese. And then you can put whatever sides you like with your meatloaf. And there you go. Next up, we have a meatless lasagna. And I feel like that's very interesting because like the spicy Italian sausage or the ground beef is like my favorite part. But this is a piece of cake to put together. So I have a freezer dish like this because it is going in the freezer. Some lasagna noodles. And by the way, you do not have to cook these before you stick them in the freezer. You don't. I never have. It has always worked. For my lasagna sauce, this is hard for me because I always make my own homemade. We're gonna use this because I have it. And we're gonna mix it with a little bit of water just to smooth it out just a touch. And then we're gonna mix up our, I had cottage cheese in my fridge. They ask for you to use ricotta cheese. I prefer cottage cheese in my lasagna. Please do not come at me in the comments, it's just a personal preference. I feel like ricotta gets this weird texture when it's cooked. And so I prefer this one. So we're gonna mix these two together. It'll be fine. A couple of eggs, some Parmesan cheese, some mozzarella, and put it all in this dish. Should come together like that. We are gonna mix up some chicken taco bowls in these bags right here. So I have 4 chicken breasts in each one. It's about 2 pounds each, 1.5 pounds each, because we are gonna shred this chicken when we end up cooking it, so you don't need like a whole piece for each person. To each bag, I'm going to add 1 cup of chopped onion that I did at the beginning. Ooh, like that. A little bit more. I feel like if a little onion is good, more is better. 1 small jar of salsa per container, and I have 1 big jar, so I'm just gonna cut it in half. This is just the salsa from Sam's Club. So half of this big jar into each one. Otherwise it would be like 1 16-ounce jar each. I have half this bag of frozen corn in each container. There we go. 1 can of black beans each. I will drain these. Oh, I think that can cut me. Oh, look, I got a cut on my hand. Stupid can. 1 packet of taco seasoning for each container. I have this like huge one, so I'm just gonna use a 1/4 cup. And yeah, I did get it on clearance at Kroger. If you guys have a Kroger store, you'll notice the clearance stickers don't say woohoo anymore, they say reduced. And it's like totally not as exciting, because before I felt like they were cheering for me, and now it's just like reduced, not woohoo, you saved money. So that's kind of disappointing. Here come the jalapenos. This one's optional, but I like them. My family likes them. Don't rub your eyes. Now, you guys gotta get that. Let go! There we go. So that's all there is to it. And when it comes time to cook this is a Crockpot meal. I guess you could call it like one of those dump and go Crockpot meals, although I really hate that phrase. Who came up with that phrase? Because it just really doesn't sound appealing. This is basically thaw a little bit, dump in your crock pot on high for, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours until the chicken's cooked. Shred the chicken, put it back in, and then you can serve it with whatever toppings you like. Cilantro, avocado, chips, rice. In fact, I bought these ready to go Spanish rices. I can just pop these in the microwave and then serve it with that, and dinner is like this. There we go. I feel like the longer this video goes on, the frizzier my hair gets. And also, I think I cricked my neck. Got a crick in my neck just now. I like turned this way and it pinched something. Is this what getting old is like? Because it really sucks. Okay, last meal is I've got 2 more of these, and this is gonna be a black bean sausage crock-pot meal. So again, super, super easy. I have some smoked sausage right here, a couple of bell peppers here, my celery, my previous chopped onion, and basically we're gonna divvy everything into these 2 containers as equally as we can. I've already washed my hands like a million times today, so we're gonna put that on so I don't have to do it quite so many times, but half in there, half the celery. Of course, if you don't like celery, you could leave it out. I don't like celery raw, but I do like it cooked. Your onion, when you prep all your veggies and everything at the beginning, it makes this part really fast. It would be super easy to quadruple this, make 6 of them. That's a lot of bell pepper. Good thing I like bell pepper. It's like 1.5 peppers each. And I have 3 cans of black beans here that are already drained. I'm probably gonna drip it on the counter. You could cook your own black beans, but the canned ones are so convenient. So if you do your own, just make sure it's cooked all the way through and they're soft, because chewing on a crunchy bean is not fun for anybody. 1 can of tomato sauce, and we'll divvy it between these 2. And shocker of shockers, this can of tomato sauce is not expired. Have you seen that? It's not Geico, is it? Progressive? Whoever's the home insurance, and they're like, we love our house, but we have ants. A-U-N-T, and she's looking in the fridge and she's like, expired, expired, expired.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
Expired, expired, expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
All right, garlic powder. You could use fresh if you want. I'm just feeling particularly efficient. Some bay leaves, and remember, you don't eat these, but since they are cooking in the crock pot, it gives a nice flavor. I'm gonna do like 3 each. Yes, these are fresh bay leaves, and I keep them in the freezer. So they last like forever. And look, they were on clearance. 1 chicken bouillon cube each. I had some questions from some people on my quartz countertops. So I have quartz. It was less expensive than everything, and it has basically no upkeep. Like granite, you have to seal once a year. Marble gets scratched really easily. It's really porous, and quartz is really cheap. And I've had, like, I just dripped tomato sauce down here, and everything has wiped off this counter. Tomato sauce, pomegranate juice. The only things that I have to scrub a little bit is pencil, of all things, and carrot juice, like raw carrots. That one doesn't want to come off. About a teaspoon each of thyme leaves. That's okay, a little more than a teaspoon, but it'll be fine. A pinch of cayenne pepper. This stuff is spicy, so err on the side of caution as far as that goes. The recipe asks for dried oregano. I have ground oregano, so it'll be fine. About a teaspoon of that in there. Fresh pepper. I filled up this fresh pepper grinder, and I love it. Like, I love it way more than I thought I would. And, you know, it's kind of annoying a little bit sometimes if you need like a whole teaspoon of pepper or something like that, which is what I need here. Yeah, the flavor is really fabulous. 1 cup of water each. That's for the chicken broth. If you just use straight up chicken broth, you don't need the bouillon cube. That is all she wrote. Let's... There we go. This meal right here, this is the kind of meal that my family would adore. We love sausage of all kinds. We love beans. This will just be one that will be a huge hit. I can already tell you right now. Okay, let me wipe off this counter and let's see what we accomplished today. Ready for my freezer. That's like a 1.5 weeks of meals at my house, and now I don't have to worry about what's for dinner, what am I gonna do, and some easy frozen veggies. Have a quick side for my family and a lot less stress for me. I'm gonna try and leave these recipes typed out below for you if I can get them all to work properly, because I have them in a PDF format, we'll see. But if you wanna try out eating together, it is free for the first 14 days and then only $5 a month after that if you wanna do the standard plan, or if you want the 30 freezer meal pack, with my $5 off code, it's only $20. So link down below for you. Thanks again to Eating Together for hooking me up with all of these recipes today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video, and Happy freezer meal making to you.